Oh, shoot. The microphone is off. What's up, sick kids? What's up, Crack Rabbit?
What up?
What up? I remember him from your stream, Wahiro, dude. It's good to see you, man. Trell! What's up, sweet baby? THC, what's good, man? What's good?
Oh, they're all coming back.
Dude, the peeps!
Ding, ding, ding.
How you guys doing tonight? What we should do is we should do that fluffy beat. Just for fun.
Oh, okay.
That'd be cool.
Barely remember it.
Oh, I mean, there's nothing to remember.
The baseline, though. I mean,
Oh, I mean, you could do whatever you wanted, you know. But it'd be fun. Well, Hero, I saw you were streaming again, but I was setting up for tonight actually. How was your Injustice stuff? I know, Wahiro, thank you so much, man. It's good to see you guys again. Ooh. Okay.
Wahiro!
Wahiro!
Wahiro-san!
Wahiro-san!
Seems quiet. Bump it up a notch.
Master, yeah.
I mean, not your.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Seems quiet.
It's true. Your Twitch won't load. It's terrible. That's just terrible.
Don't press start, it just never comes up on this fucking app. Unless I have to like do it all straight caps. And...
Wahiro says, "What up?"
What up? I'm trying to log in.
God damn.
And like,
Oh.
oh, people.
No.
What's the fucking difference between?
What's up? Master's down in Ableton.
Turn you down some more too.
Sounds good.
Oh no.
Or at any time, but I get, whatever's easier for you, because I can't imagine that typing on your phone is...
Pretty easy.
Is it? Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Oh, something sassy.
I figured you wanted. I would need to grab my guitar.
So it's just one. Okay.
That is like before.
Yeah. Stool.
Stoli. This is my beer. They abandoned my beer. Just cracked her open and sip.
Thanks, dude. So, for Wednesdays, we're trying to keep it more casual. I don't think we're trying to do like 2 shows a week, because that's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot
necessarily.
of.
I mean,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, it is what
happens, happens.
Yeah, whatever happens. I mean, it is a show, but like, through 2-3 hour sets of music is a little bit much a week. So I was thinking it would be cool to, like Dharma is like a huge Ableton whiz. So I was thinking if you guys had questions about like production or Ableton or anything like that, like Dharma would be
or
able
music
to.
theory. I mean,
Yeah, or music theory. Yeah, we're both into music theory. So just like any questions about music or like production or just anything, we could just talk about that.
or music you found that you like.
Yeah, like
We're probably try and avoid copyright stuff, but like playing copyrighted things. But
right.
other than that, everything's fair game.
Casual like Nick Cage, exactly. We want this to be as casual as Nick Cage is varied in his acting.
Yeah. Very.
Very. One of the most dynamic actors of our time, Nick Cage.
Yep. My regular voice. Then the other voice where he just fucking yells.
You're a rat!
Rat, rat, rat! It doesn't even sound like his regular voice. His other voice is just like no effort at all. And then just a maximum effort. Rat, rat!
So Dharma and I watched Rage the other week. Well, I mean, you watched we
Within
both
the same day.
we both watched the movie Rage independently at the same time, or no, that doesn't make any sense. At different times.
One day though. One day. Same day.
Rage is basically Nicolas Cage's version of Taken.
With a fuck you ending.
Yeah, with a big old
And a
twist.
fuck you attitude too.
They just make you regret ever watching it. So, if you guys are ever looking to completely waste some time, Rage Cage,
Rage Cage.
Rage Cage Bagage.
Oh, I turned everything down.
Oh, did you?
Just there's that hum.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. 8-bit tremolo, not into that sound. Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So, TH is asking about hardware.
Okay.
So, we can just give you a run through of the setup. No problem at all. I mean,
Where should we start?
I guess we can start with what's being displayed here in this in the overhead camera.
Right.
So,
This white guy right here, we actually have 2 of them.
yep.
Just cause me and Chaco, me and Dex both bought them independently.
Yep.
They're decent.
Yeah.
You can get them really cheap. They're
These-
M Audio Venom.
Yep. These are M Audio Venom synthesizers.
They're like not really supported anymore by M Audio, which got bought by Avid, which owns Pro Tools. And they kind of not shut them down, but the brand really got kind of shut down almost. But you can get them for like probably now $150.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks about it is we need your computer to edit a lot of the really inner workings of it. But other than that, it's decent. There's workable sounds, and for $170, it's a really capable synthesizer. When it came out, it was $600.
Yeah, which is like
Wait,
absurdly expensive for this synth. I think.
It's probably for what they could have. I don't know. For some synths that are in this range, $800 to $1,000 is kind of a going standard.
Yeah, I mean,
It was marketed. Part of its marketing was that it was actually a synth that you could get for $600.
Yeah, that's true.
But now it's $100. Now it's probably worth $150. But it's if you can find it, snatch it up.
Two mod wheels is really nice. The 2 mod wheels is really nice.
Yeah, and if you get into there's an editor program for it, and you can like map whatever parameters you want to this modulation wheel, so you can get some cool sounds that way. And there's an audio interface in it that you can record the synth through, and microphone and an instrument.
I should have some music going in the background. I should just put on some of our old jams. Yeah. That's what I should do during this interim. Just get some old stuff going. Maverick, if you're looking to get a mustache like mine, I would recommend not going the traditional route that people go, which is growing out the mustache by itself. I think that's the worst way that you can go about it. My way of mustache growing is I grow just a full beard, and then I trim away everything, leaving just the mustache, which is great because then you don't have to have that really gross, awkward phase of having just like the dirty Sanchez stash. Yeah.
So many people try and pull that off.
I know, it's terrible, and I don't get it. Okay. The trim and reveal, dude.
Trim and reveal.
The trim and reveal. What's up, Bridges? What's up?
That's a good one.
You guys watching AGDQ right now? Okay, so this is the M Audio Venom THC.
2 of those. Next up is Roland TR8, and it's basically just it's new. Came out like last year. It's basically it has a bunch of old school, like it's all old Roland drum machines that are like kind of classic now, that are really expensive, and that were all analog or mostly analog. There's a TR808, which is like the really it's really known for its kick drum, which is like really punchy, and like in hip hop, a lot of people would really compress it and distort it, so you get like this kind of emulation of that. So you get that really long like tail. If you listen to like a lot of rap music, that's like a lot of bass. Is the 808 kick.
Yeah.
So it's got 808, 909, which is like the classic house drum machine, and then 707 and 727, which are kind of like they're budget units. The 727 is a Latin percussion one. So there's that, and that's also an audio interface, and you can use it as there is MIDI controller mode for it, where you hold some buttons down, you turn it on. Each knob transmits MIDI, and each slider transmits MIDI. Everything can be basically controlled over MIDI. You can't play individual samples. Like, for instance, there's a bank of kick drums. You can only trigger one kick drum at a time with like C0 or C1. You can't like play the different kicks up on the keyboard. That's like the one complaint a lot of people have with it. But other than that, I really like it. It sounds really good. I mean, the sounds are fairly limited to like those classic drum machine sounds. Like, you're not gonna get like a really realistic, like if you want a realistic kit or something like that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that, but that's not really what I'm going for. It's I don't know. It's got built-in reverb delay and some other stuff too that are kind of usable. Then right underneath it is my audio interface, which pretty much everything that you hear is plugged into and then comes out of. And it's a Motu Traveler. It's pretty old. It's probably like 10 years old, but it works really well. You can have 22 channels in and 20 out, so it's like a lot of power, and it's really stable. It's crapped out on me like one time a week ago, or whenever that was.
Oh yeah, and that was an issue of a driver,
yeah, it was
right?
It was a driver
issue.
Other than that, it's super solid. I got it for $300 when it was like pretty new. They came out when they were like $1,000. They came out there like $1,000, but I got it for $300 on eBay. Now they're probably like $100. The thing is, it's Firewire, but if you can get over that somehow in some way, it's a really capable, nice sounding.
That's crazy. It's Firewire. Isn't Firewire dead?
No.
No?
You can use Thunderbolt over. You can use FireWire over Thunderbolt too.
Oh, that's true.
So it's kind of cool. I mean, FireWire is like just was never really embraced, but it's way better than USB was. And I don't know. It's kind of because USB is serial, but FireWire is what's it called? FireWire is serial. Well, FireWire could send data both back and forward at the same time.
Yeah.
Where USB used to be
one at a time.
So that's what everything's basically run through. His stuff actually goes into a mixer and is all mixed down into a single channel that comes in there. So he's in control of all his looping, and then I'm basically in control of all this stuff. This is a Arturia Mini Brute analog monophonic synthesizer. It's pretty standard like analog synthesizer, but you can get a nice range of tones out of it.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, it's another. It's been out for a couple years. You can probably pick one up used for like $350. They also make a smaller version called a Micro Brute, which has a lot of the same sound and a lot of cool functionality to it that this one even doesn't. I mean, they have different like strengths.
I think the Micro Brute's pretty cheap.
Micro Brute is like $300 new.
Yeah, $300 new. It's not bad.
They're really tasty. If like, I mean, I love this is my favorite synth. I use it for so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look vintage. It's built. Mine. I got one of the first ones that I got it right when it came out, and I actually kind of like not bribed this. I knew this guy that worked at Guitar Center at the time, but they had them all sold out on a pre-order when I had to go get it. But he said I just told someone that it didn't show up, so I kind of just bought. I don't know. I normally wouldn't do something like that, but he hooked it up. This is the APC 40. It's a MIDI controller. Like you can use it with other DAWs besides Ableton Live, but it's really like built for Ableton Live. Just the way it interfaces really easily. And these right here are just loops. This channel right here is drums. This is the Venom. This is the vocal bass, which we haven't talked about yet. This is the vocal keys. This is the Mini Brute. This is my guitar. And these are two channels that I can just loop audio from anywhere on. The thing is I have, and it's pretty cool. And this was like probably like, cause I beta tested the APC 40, so I had it for like 4 months before it actually came out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then, yeah, that's how I basically got into doing Ableton Live. So
nice.
Anyways, but so I got that, so I had it for a while, and I liked it, and then I was looking for some other remote scripts for it, and I came across the 6440, and it has a really nice README in it that basically says like if you want to how to write your own framework for it. So like I just went in and rewrote the different pages of however you like. It's like different, I don't know, pages I guess is the best way to describe it, because you can basically like, I think if I remember right, you could switch through different pages. Like these buttons would be like, hit 4 would be like a drum rack. If you hit 5, it's like different things. So it's like different pages.
That's
and then you can rewrite your own, like it's really simple. All you're really doing is like, you're just basically denoting which like note it sends, which MIDI note it sends, which color it is, and then if it's like, I think momentary or toggle, which is like different kinds of switching. So it's pretty easy. But then I basically just use the APC 40 for like its standard functionality now, to be honest. I have a few things, a few buttons MIDI mapped, but other than that, like it's pretty much, it's really nice. You can cruise around really fast on APC 40.
Seriously.
And access like lots of different things. This is just a MIDI controller. It's a Korg Micro Key 25.
That's a little baddie.
Yeah, it's alright. It's nice to like throw in your backpack.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's bus power.
So that's that's controlling the...
Yeah, so I use the MIDI keyboard. Like, technically I can play anything with it, but I have it set up that I can control the Korg Volca bass, which is a monophonic but 3 oscillator synthesizer. So you can tune. So basically I have it, like right now I have one oscillator just basically at the root note. Then I have another oscillator 4 steps up, so it's a major 3rd. And then another oscillator 11 steps up, so it's a major 7th. So it basically makes a major 7th chord. Oops. But it could easily be like tuned to unison, so they'll all be the same, so you get a thick sound. Slightly detune it, so it kind of has a weird little detuned sound, or basically tune it however you want. So that's what I use it for. The filter on it's really nice. There's a sequencer on it too, which is pretty cool. Usually it's either for like bass lines, either like acid, like that stuff, or like I've been playing a lot of chords with it. The thing is, you have to like think about the implications of what chord you're playing, like because you have to think about like the 3 notes you're playing as opposed to just 1 note,
right?
Which it's not that hard, but like it just is another consideration you have to make. The other is the Korg Volca keys, which is it's called paraphonic, which means instead of being able to like on a piano where each thing's triggered individually, like you can hear the different notes and you can play 1 note softer and all that stuff. With this, basically, however hard you hit determines the volume of all the other notes you're playing. You can only play 3 notes at one time, but it's basically like, I don't know, I think that's the best way I can describe it. These like, there's different modes on it too. If I do like something like, so I'm playing 2 notes kind of quietly, but then I'm coming with another note kind of hard, you hear all the notes go up to 1 volume. So that's the limitation of it, because it's really hard to make, because these are both analog, and it's really hard to make an analog synth with, because you basically have to like make however many voices or how many notes you want to play is how many individual synths you kind of have to have in the synth.
Right.
So that's why. Otherwise, all the other modes are just like a monophonic analog synth, kind of like the Mini Brew. With different tunings and stuff, and then ring modulated sounds.
That's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it is. And these are $150 or even less. Like that, they came out last year, and a lot of people use them, and
yeah,
I love them.
They're 150 a piece.
Yeah, 150 a piece, and they just came out with a new one that's a sampler that I will probably buy sometime soon.
So that's everything on. That's everything on.
Yeah, and then the only other thing you can't see is my computer, which is just running live, Ableton Live, that everything's running to, and I just basically have a template set up that allows us to throw effects on and loop things in the way that we want. But these Arturia Mini Brutes, that's my favorite thing on the table, probably.
The Mini Brutes are,
yeah, and it's even as a MIDI controller, it has like aftertouch. There's not polyphonic aftertouch, but aftertouch, and it's none of those none of those knobs are MIDI. You can't control via MIDI, but you can control still quite a few parameters via MIDI. So there's a nice arpeggiator on it.
Yeah, the Mini Brew is sweet because like it holds it down with those arpeggios really well, but it also works. Like it's so versatile.
Yeah, like for like it's only one note, but you can do so many
Like yeah, sweet bass lines, and it works really well as a lead instrument too.
And like now, like I can control. If the harder I press, the more it's gonna open up the filter.
Right.
We're gonna have it. Do like my vibrato.
That's an amazing feature.
Yeah, especially if you're doing a lot of one-handed stuff, like sometimes we have to do.
Well, especially like vocoder. Like when we have the vocoder set up, that's an amazing feature.
The only thing is, if you leave it on when you're doing bass lines, you get like you get kind of undesirable stuff. But you just have to be conscious of what you're doing. But a lot of none of these things have presets besides Venom. That's the only thing it has, actual presets.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's kind of if we were if we were using presets, I feel like we'd just be like scrolling knobs the whole time. So
yeah, well, because that's the thing about the Venom is that's the thing about presets in general is that it's just a lot of scrolling.
Yeah,
I mean we've both been using our respective Venoms for a while, and I still I don't know, I'm still looking for like a lot of usable patches because I end up relying on a few.
but yeah, to its credit, the Venom is probably the most versatile out of all the synths I have. But its versatility doesn't outweigh. It sounds fine, but these sound like so good that it outweighs its versatility. Not that I would ever get rid of this.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that statement.
Atmosphere.
Got love for the atmosphere here. Got love for the Minneapolis.
And then back here.
Let's see if I can get the one. So I got it.
So this is the other Venom.
Oh wait, what? There.
This is the other Venom.
Venom number 2.
Venom number 2. This is a Corridor 3. It's another virtual analog modeling synth like the Venoms. A couple years old. It's not actually ours. It's our roommate's, but he lets us use it, and it sounds pretty damn good to my ears.
I love that. I love that keyboard.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I was not expecting much from it originally, but
yeah. It doesn't look. It's not something that when you see it, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, not at all.
And you haven't gotten too deep into
what it can do at all.
And like making your own patches. You can do apparently you can do everything on board, so that's really cool. Yeah, that's a launch pad. Oops.
What's up with your
Yeah, this is
Welcome back, dude.
This is a launch pad. I've had it for a couple years. It's super. It's not the greatest controller. I mean, for what it can do, it does it really well. It's just it's just 64 buttons, so it's like with different modes. So there's, it's not like you have knobs or faders or sliders or. That's the kind of bummer about it, but it's really useful to. It's really useful to have 64 buttons that you can program to do whatever. I find uses for it all the time. Like and the thing that's nicer about it versus AC40 is it's powered via USB. It doesn't need a power supply. I don't know, I'm just really not into traveling heavy because we usually have enough stuff anyways. You know, so I don't really want to deal with having to bring a bunch of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and there are some things that interface better with buttons and on grid, and or like doing things in lines, like effects that you can have set rates or set whatever that you can trigger, like in a nice mathematical order or something. It's really nice to have on that. It's just like the only thing, the area it kind of misses out for me is the mixer page just isn't intuitive enough, and I don't like having the menu die if I want to change something really quick. So that's why I like the sliders on APC 40. But they do have a really nice. Novation came out with a launch control thing, which basically is sliders and knobs that kind of like complement it in a way that kind of evens it out with the APC 40.
That makes sense.
This is actually his mark either, but the Akai Rhythm Wolf, and it was. We've only messed around with it for about 2 hours, but it's kind of one of those. It was a new product. Like it literally just came out, but they have been hyping it up, or the company had been hyping it up for. I don't know how long, 8 months, 9 months before it actually came out, and just really left behind.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an analog drum machine with 5 voices. It has kick drum, snare drum, hat, I think close hat, hi-hat, and then this like percussion sound that's kind of like a metal clang sound. And it has a single oscillator bass synth. And the bass synth probably I haven't been able to mess around with it too much, but that was probably the most appealing part to me. I thought it sounded alright. It's $200, and if you're trying to get into analog drum synthesis, it might be a decent place to start. It's probably the cheapest besides the Vocal Beats. Oh, I also have a Vocal Beats too, which is an analog drum machine.
Yeah.
Forgot to say that. I'm not using it right now because I ran out of batteries. And I need to buy another power adapter for it. But I would buy the Vocal Beats before I bought the Vocal Bass, or before I bought the Rhythm Wolf.
Yeah.
I would buy any of if any of these broke or anything. I'd buy them again in a heartbeat. Literally. I've thought about buying multiple ones. Just to use because they're so versatile. How little they are.
I wanted to like the Rhythm Wolf a lot more than I do. It looks really nice.
It looks really well built.
It is really well built.
Kai builds stuff really well.
I couldn't get over that snare sound though.
Yeah. It sounds like 2 separate sounds. There's a white noise and then a hit. It's not at all the same. But other than that, Dex's Venom and the R3, the R3 has a vocoder on it too. A couple weeks ago, we were using vocoder through my computer, but it just was too many inputs or whatever. So, but there's vocoder built in on the R3 that if you set it up, alright, nice, it sounds pretty fine.
Yeah.
This stuff just runs into the mixer, which I have an auxiliary send that just sends only his stuff into a channel in my computer. But this is controlling something in my computer too, but it's basically only receiving the input from his stuff. So it's basically like having 2 little units running on the same machine, and he can control his volumes and whatever, and whatever loops he wants. And then basically after that just goes out into another mixer, which goes into another computer, which is the streaming machine.
Yeah, so all of this, so essentially like all of the music equipment runs into your computer, and then all of the, like, your computer's output gets put like through that mixer into my computer.
Yeah. Oh, there's also, I forgot, there's I have a MIDI beast. It's Behringer FCB 1010. It's a MIDI foot controller that just basically has 10 pedals or 10 like on and off that I can start and stop loops with or whatever you want to use it for MIDI wise. I'm not using it right now. Didn't think to turn it on. Then I have a foot controller or just another. It's like a sustain pedal, but it's plugged into my APC 40, and it can start or stop entire scenes, whatever scene I'm on. And the scene is just a set of loops like that. Looks, I don't know. Then my guitar runs through a Vox ToneLab SE, which basically simulates an amp and is all my other effects. And people shit on that stuff all the time, but I fucking love it. I got it for like $200, and it sounds better to me than some things that you pay like $500-$600 for. And it's old, and it's super like well built, and I've spilled beers on it like a million times and had a bunch of stuff fall on it, and it's always been good. And the effects, even if you're not going to use it for amp simulation, the effects on it are really nice, because it's actually built by Korg. Even though it's a Vox thing, Korg bought Vox, and I'm a huge Korg fanboy, because they consistently put out awesome stuff for very good prices. Yeah, both of my foot pedals have two expression pedals, which is really dope, because you can I always have one of these on my guitar set to volume, and the other one set to like, if you set it to wah-wah, it automatically maps it to like to your wah-wah. You can set it to control whatever. Like, one of my favorite things is to have it control the vibrato speed. So like I can play my guitar. It's like one of my favorite things about a synth is like being able to control the vibrato with a mod wheel. Just adding stuff like that. And I can never. You can add vibrato on a guitar, but I always liked how like kind of mechanical it was. So when I first got this, one of the first things I did was basically map my vibrato, or map a vibrato effect to that, and I could get these kind of mono synth like vibratos. So it has a lot of uses, and however you want to do it, you could assign it to do whatever. If you can't tell, we think a lot about this stuff all the time.
Seriously.
Overall, it's actually a fairly simple operation. Like, we could plug whatever instruments we wanted to into my computer, and then control it with whatever, and it just gets sent to the computer.
Yep.
To that computer, in the mixer.
Yeah, because what's really nice about it is that you have space and versatility to add or subtract whatever.
Yeah.
And then no matter what your configuration is, it's gonna wind up in my computer the same way.
Yeah.
So.
And it's really, we can set it like, I think we are planning eventually to try and go a more obviously still using computers, but try and make it as, because we both got started doing like traditional music.
Yeah.
Like not traditional music, but not electronic music.
Right.
Like, we've played in bands for however long. Like, probably, let's see, 7, 8. It's like coming up on 8 years we've been playing together.
Yep.
And we spent a lot of time in the trenches together, and I don't know, just in like rock bands, like literally like improvisational rock bands. And
rock and jam,
and then we moved into jazz and classical. We studied jazz and classical, and
and we don't really mess with the computer at all. Like, I mean, I feel like the only time that you really are digging, actually like interacting with the laptop during a set is like to delete loops.
Yeah, that's kind of delete loops or fix something really quick.
Yeah. Which is really nice.
It is. That's the thing about having, like, you know, the APC 40 takes care of a lot of that. Choco got the Ableton Push.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
And the thing about the Push is it's a controller designed by Ableton, built by Kai, that is really well integrated with Ableton, and has like little LCD screens that have text on it. So you need your computer even less.
Yeah.
Because I know I have buttons like for instance, what I do is like, if I have So basically all of the loops from the synths that I do are MIDI loops, so I can tweak the knobs and stuff afterwards, and it changes the sound as opposed to recording it in as audio like most looping is done. Because if you record it as audio, you're printing it. You can't really mess with it. I mean, you can mess with it with effects after, but it's not like you can really get to the core of the sound. So, yeah, push like machine. Yeah, it's like it's really a similar thing.
What's up, docs?
But for instance, like there's 8 of these track select buttons on the APC40, and I have them basically each channel has its own set of effects. So if I go, so this is just like a MIDI loop that just keep going on and on. I have a low pass filter basically on each channel, a high pass filter, and then these 2 knobs basically control parameters of both those. It's kind of like a LFO modulating the cutoff frequency, and they can do it high pass or low pass. And this basically turns into like an envelope filter kind of thing, where the more volume that comes in opens up the filter. And I have a beat repeat. Which basically just grabs a bit of audio and then just repeats it at whatever interval I have the knob set at.
You should be good on the mic, like whatever, I mean, however you sit comfortably.
And then this knob introduces randomness to the beats. Randomness to the beat repeat. And then this knob is the amount of sidechain compression, and basically what it's doing is, so it's basically sidechain to the kick drum. So when the kick drum hits, depending on how far I have this knob turned up, it pulls the volume down. So if that's how you get like the really like housey sounding. I mean, like
any sort of
that pump or
any
whatever.
sort of chords that are side chained, like every time the kick hits, that's how you get that like.
Yeah, it's kind of like adds and
adds motion to it.
It adds motion, and it like, and the most important thing in electronic music, or like dance music, is the kick drum.
Yeah, definitely.
So like it enables you, like it's anywhere from really subtle uses, like you use it on a bass where when the kick drum hits, the bass kind of dips down, so you don't get that low frequency clash from the kick drum and the bass, so it kind of stays really clean. Or you can use it as an effect with like some like some pad sound, and you get the real like pumping sound. That sort of, yeah. So, I mean, you can sidechain a lot of things. Sidechaining is just the act of tying something, like having something be affected by the audio level of another source. So you can sidechain EQ, which would be like, again, if your kick drum's hitting, you can have your bass kind of move out of that range and then back down following the level of the kick drum. Or, whatever you think. But yeah, gating is another big thing too. And there's gated reverb on the TR8, which is gated to the kick drum too. So that's how you get like Phil Collins sounding drums, where it's just like a huge sound, but there's not a whole lot of, there's ambience, but then not a ton of it's not like washy or muddy. It's because that reverb is like basically gated to the hit of the drum itself. So you get this huge reverb sound, but only as long as the actual drum is sounded. And that's because like your reverb is the gate is side chained to your drum hit. And it's used on vocals too. Yeah, an auto filter, glue compressor, gate. You can, I don't know if it's called side chaining, but in the corpus effect, you can basically monitor you can affect parameters of it from a MIDI track. Yeah, there might be some other ones, I can't remember, but it's in mixing and even in live, because we don't really have to worry about mixing anything, because it's all kind of set up with side chaining, so that things just play nicely in a way that we don't have to be too conscious of like frequencies clashing, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like that side chaining kind of helps the kick drum come out, otherwise it might get a little muddy sometimes if we have a bass line going. So side chaining is really nice in a way that you don't have to think about it, and it gets the elements of your track played nicely together. Like that's why it's frequently used in mixing, is to get the elements of your track to play nicely with each other and interact with each other. Take these shots?
Sure. Cheers, guys. See you guys out there in chat. But I think THC and people in chat, like, I think this is kind of what we're going for on Wednesdays, just like sitting down, talking shop, like
whatever, yeah.
Just doing whatever. And then every Sunday we'll still be doing our live shows.
Like,
so just like,
one Wednesday we might be making a track.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. Which would be super cool, because I can like have able to nod, you know what I mean? Did you both start out on keys? No. Oh, dude. No. Dharma.
I've been playing keys, I guess, for a while, but I'm much more competent on the guitar.
Dharma's a guitar teacher.
I'm a guitar bass teacher, and I am a key teacher too, but it's very few far in between, and I don't really practice keys as much as I should. This is pretty much all my practice is when we jam. But, yeah.
What's up, DJ Psycho?
What up?
You are watching. I'm Dex. This is Dharma. We are O.FSHO Show. We do live music on our stream every Sunday. This is just our time where we lay low, and we've been talking shop about our hardware setup and about our live setup tonight, and we're about to make some tunes. So welcome DJ Psycho.
Yeah, the guitar. Yeah, the keyboard makes way more sense to me than a guitar did for a long time. Does that make sense? I mean, I don't know. I've been playing guitar forever, like since like I was in 5th grade. So like 15 years. Banjo.
Some banjo. But yeah, I started on. My parents insist that I was drumming since like I was a year old, but that's bullshit, obviously. But I started out like playing I actually still own the keyboard that my parents got me like when I was I don't know, maybe like 10. It's an old Casio. It's in Dharma's room actually, but my parents sent me to lessons when I was in maybe 4th and 5th grade, and I hated it. They sent me to piano lessons at our neighbor's house, and I hated it. But I started out by playing. I really started in music on keys by playing by ear, and that's how I like mainly process music. And I know how to read music, but I don't really do it consistently anymore.
Yeah, me either.
So I play by ear. I play from the heart.
Play from the heart.
But then I moved. While I was learning keyboard and piano and such. I also was always into percussion, and I started, I did a lot of like auxiliary percussion, like conga, like I played fucking congas for like my church group for a while when I was a little kid, and then I moved into drums from there, and played drums in Dharma's band for a while, so
a couple of years.
Yeah. So I'm mainly a percussionist and a keyboard player. I would say that I'm more comfortable, like I'm the most comfortable on drums, but I'm getting to the point where I am, like I play keys infinitely more than I play drums at this point, so.
Give me your parents' number right now. We venture into the, I don't know, we're definitely electronic dance music. We do, I mean, it's hard to say what EDM is, but we do venture into that territory sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
But it's all improvised.
Like, yeah.
Electric set. Yeah. That'd be super cool.
Electric drum set would be super cool. I think it would. Especially like, man, if you live in a fucking like apartment or somewhere, it's like you can't play real drums.
Run another beer.
Sure. It's tough, man.
Real drums are like the best thing on the planet. Real drums, like
seriously.
It just is.
Yeah, it's hard out there for a drummer, dude. You need space. Like you need space and you need people to play with, because playing, like, you need some sort of ability to like listen to music and play, which, you know, can be as easy as headphones, but it's tough, man. You need the space and you need a set, which is expensive, and you need a place to play. And fucking everybody hates drums.
Yeah.
Everybody hates drums. But every band needs drummers.
Yeah.
Like in Minneapolis, the demand for drummers is huge right now. It's crazy. Like, I feel like I could be in a multitude of different bands if I wanted to. Because they're all asking for drummers.
Bass players get the rep. Bass players get the rep like there's never any bass players. There's just never any drummers.
Yeah. Straight up THC. Well, dude, I mean, you could send us like some Ableton project sometime if you wanted to. I mean, that's like about as close as we can get via the internet, but
yeah, if
like,
you want to.
Collaboration is only a
We'll remix it on stream one Sunday.
only a Dropbox away, dude. That's the world that we live in. It's not a bad one. Richard, you are on full sass tilt right now. I love it. Well, you want to throw something together? You guys want to suggest a theme for us to jam out to? Something that we can do for you guys? Cowbell or Riot? What's going on? What's going on, Dirty Beatnik? And AO River. AO River's back. AO River. Ayo River, a lurking tune? Ooh, a lurking tune, like just
a lurker,
just a creeper tune. I can do that. We can do that. First, I'm gonna play this for Maverick. Maverick, I'll play this from memory for you. There, since we're not doing a Metal Gear themed jam, there you go. Da, da, da. Something you can lurk to or something that lurks in the deep. Why not both, dude? There we go, guys. That was lurking.
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 Lurk.
Well, I think that was a good show. I think it's a good point to call it. Yeah, about 11 o'clock. Couple hours and some change.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if there's anybody new. Let's see. Oh. The usual suspects.
Yeah, well, we're gonna try and do Wednesdays.
Yep. So we're
hanging out more.
Yep, we're doing Wednesdays now and Sundays, live music every week. So tune in on Sunday. I'll be streaming games and stuff and whatnot. Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow night, I think I'll be messing around with my Ableton Push. Pretty much all night. So probably won't be streaming, but we'll see. Rigid. You're good people. I'm sorry, Dark Nightmare. It's good to have you, man, but yeah, we're just about wrapping up. Oh, and Babu. I'm sorry, buddy, old pal. But I might be around